Yo, what's up, guys? Sorry for making you dizzy for a second. Trying to find a comfortable spot on this edge of the couch right here. Welcome to Carpool MMA. I'm your host, Ian Parker. We're doing a little Cribs edition. You see the inside of my house for a sec. Sorry, my kids are done with school. It's Florida. They get done like the first week of June, so I don't have that alone time in the car to chill out, go over the picks and all this stuff. So we're doing it here. We're going to keep it quick because I got both the kids in the house, and they have the attention span of a fucking flea, right? So obviously, Stockholm, Sweden didn't really go our way, and I do apologize for that. Obviously, the sport sometimes is unpredictable. I'm still a little salty over the whole Gus fight. I don't get mad at fighters. That's, being one and all that stuff. It doesn't work that way. Just I can't believe that Gus fucking lost the main event in Stockholm, Sweden against a guy that he should have beat. But props to Anthony Smith, man. Not too many guys come off a beating like that from John Jones and come back and beat a guy like Gus in Sweden 2 months later when they clearly said they wanted to break from the sport. Kind of fucking crazy. Anyway, let's jump into UFC 238. I'm going to make this short and sweet for the most part. Picks on the bottom of the card. Bevan Lewis, I think he comes out and beats Darren Stewart. I like Eddie Wineland in this fight. One guy's minus 185, Eddie Wineland's minus 135. I like Lee or Z, however you pronounce her name, who's fighting Angela Hill. I just think Angela Hill in her last fight against Escobar kind of showed us that she just hasn't evolved at all since her first run in the UFC, going back to Invicta, coming back here. Very strong striker, but she's just not a great MMA fighter. And fun personality, seems like a cool chick, but I like her opponent in this one as well. There's a couple of fights I really want to play, but I'm staying away from, like the Ricardo Lamas and Calvin Kattar fight. People are all over Kattar. I'm a little nervous. On the Anik Florian podcast, I chose Lamas, but I really don't want to touch that fight, guys. If you're up on those first three and you have a little bit of scratch to play with, at your discretion. I can't really give you, good enough advice in this one. Should Kattar win this fight? Probably. But he's never fought a guy like Lamas, and Lamas just came off another win. Very well-rounded guy. I think Kattar's got better striking. Lamas has the wrestling. Too close to call for me. All right. Let's see who else we got on this part of the bottom of the card. Honestly, a lot of these fights are a little too close for my liking. Okay, Tatiana Suarez versus Nina Ansaroff. Listen, what Nina Ansaroff has done in the last, year with her fights coming back, her beating Claudia Gadelha was crazy. I did not expect that either. But this is a whole different demon, man. Tatiana Suarez is the best female wrestler I've ever seen. She may be a better wrestler than some men for all I know, but it doesn't matter. She's just a different level of athlete. We talk about this all the time, that with the women, those that are higher level athletes, even if they're kind of a one-dimensional fighter, can stay at the top and get to the top a lot quicker. I think Suarez is going to run through Ansaroff, and it's nothing against Nina Ansaroff at all. It's just that I think Suarez is such a savage. She's minus 750, so don't go solo on that. Parlay her with someone. We'll talk about it later. All right, let's see. Let's jump up to next fight. Peter Yan versus Jimmy Rivera. I love Peter Yan in this fight. I really have a hard time picking Jimmy Rivera. I think Rivera was very much exposed in his last fight against Aljamain Sterling. I think he's kind of peaked. I don't really see him being a champ in this division. I think he could be a top 7 guy consistently, be a really strong gatekeeper for people. But I just kind of think we've seen the best of Jimmy Rivera, and Peter Yan is just a surging prospect that I just think is going to be too much in your face for Jimmy. When Jimmy's on his back foot, he does not fight well. I like Peter Yan in this fight. Aljamain Sterling, Pedro Munoz. Love my boy Aljamain Sterling in this. Some of you guys may say I'm being biased. Fuck you, don't care. No, I'm kidding. Let's put bias aside. Let's really break this down cliff note wise, right? Because I'm under 4 minutes right now. Pedro Munoz is a very strong grappler, hell of a chin-ish, a little bit wild in the striking department. His fight against Cody could have went either way, all right? So people say, oh, he knocked out Cody Garbrandt. Yes, Cody is no joke of a fighter. He was a champ, but we see what's going on with Cody lately, right? On top of that, Pedro got tagged. Also, it could have went either way. So here's my thing. Between the two fighters, who has the stronger fight IQ, the higher fight IQ? It's definitely Aljo, right? Who's got the better striking game? It's definitely Aljo. Who has the reach? Who fights fights better into their body composition? It's Aljamain Sterling. Listen, Pedro needs to get inside. Aljo doesn't let you. He stays outside. He uses that push kick. He's just such a smart fighter. He doesn't care if the fans boo him for not finishing a fight. He fights very methodically. He's very strategic with his strikes, and he's got a hell of a ground game. I love Aljamain Sterling in this fight. I think he is, I'd love to see him versus Marlon Moraes in a rematch. I know Moraes knocked him out with that absurd knee. Didn't really tell us a whole lot, but, it's just going to be a fun fight if that's where we go at some point. I think Aljamain Sterling just has too many tools. I think he's better everywhere than Pedro, and do not expect Aljo to get in a brawl with Pedro. He's not stupid. Aljo wins that fight. All right, next one. Donald Cerrone, Cowboy versus Tony Ferguson. Look, as much as I want to jump on I love Cowboy Cerrone. Love, love, love. I just don't see him winning this fight against Tony Ferguson. I don't believe in the ring rust for a guy like Tony Ferguson. He came off a torn ACL. He came out and beat Anthony Pettis, who's no joke. Cowboy looked phenomenal against Al Iaquinta. All right? He did everything right and nothing wrong. Okay? However, I think Tony's pace is going to be too much for Cowboy. I think Tony is, a very unpredictable striker. He's a very good wrestler. His cardio is just too insane. If you're up, I'm not necessarily recommending betting on this fight. Okay, it's not one of the stronger picks of the night. However, if you were up money, I would go with Tony Ferguson. I think Tony is just. I think the speed is going to be a factor. I think the cardio is going to be a factor, and just he's just so unpredictable, and that's where I'm going with. Okay, moving on. We got Valentina Shevchenko versus Jessica Ai. Okay, listen, I'm not getting into this whole fight. Jessica Ai has only won one or two, maybe. Listen, I like Jessica Ai as a fighter. I do. I think she's got a cool personality. But listen, Valentina's no joke. She could easily go up a weight class and be the champ there. She gave Nunes a hell of a fight. But the first fight, arguably, she could have won. This is not even going to be a contest. Valentina's going to win by whatever she wants. All right? Main event. Henry Cejudo, the 125-pound flyweight champ, versus Marlon Moraes. So I'm getting a little tired of Henry Cejudo's fucking antics. I don't know if you guys saw the shit at the weigh-ins or the face-offs, whatever it was, where he dressed up like a king, but was pretending to be a magician. So I don't think because Marlon Moraes, his nickname is the magician, whatever. Look, Cejudo beat TJ Dillashaw. Very impressed, 100%. His fight against Mighty Mouse, I did not think he won. However, he still fought incredibly well. I think Marlon Moraes, I think it's just his time. I think his strength is there. His speed's there. He's been around for a while, guys. He's not a guy who just started. I think he's going to be physically stronger. I think he's going to be faster. As you've seen, he's been knocking guys out in this division. All right, he's got black belt in jiu-jitsu. If Cejudo takes him down consistently through 5 rounds, different story. I don't see it happening, though. I don't care how good of a wrestler Henry is. Henry's been relying more on his hands lately to set up the shots, which is smart. But he's going against a guy who's a fucking elite striker. I like Marlon Moraes, I'm sorry. So we got from the top to the bottom, Moraes, Shevchenko, Ferguson, Aljo, Suarez, Yan, Weiland, Lee, Lewis. All right? I know one of you guys asked me about the Ivanov Tai Tuivasa fight. Honestly, I kind of like Ivanov as the underdog there. But again, I don't recommend touching that one. It's kind of, one of those, if you want to hit me up during the fights and I can answer, sure. Otherwise, that's who I like. That's who I got. I'm excited. It's a fucking great card, guys. All right. For those of you guys that reached out to me about PFL yesterday, I was able to respond. We went 4-0 in PFL last night. All right, which is pretty cool. I don't usually talk about other organizations because my podcast with Anik and Florian is mainly UFC, but I do bet Bellator. I do bet PFL. I am betting Combate Americas tonight because that's what we do. All right. Let's win some money. Let's have a comeback week. Let's go fucking undefeated if we can. Let's crush it. If you guys want to hit me up directly on Instagram, Parker K. Chiro, Twitter, same thing. Or if you want to write to me here, all good. All right, let's win.